Welcome back, YouTube. Millennial Dad here, and I just want to say happy holidays to everybody. Hope you guys are being safe and enjoying time with your family. And this video is going to be an update of the Stokke Tripp Trapp high chair that we bought about 3 years ago. It's in this video if you guys didn't watch it before. We're just going to update you guys. I actually got to make some adjustments. Mila's getting too tall, so I got to bring the lower plate that her feet rest down. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so I brought in mommy herself, because who knows better than mom to explain the Stokke Tripp Trapp and how it's been doing all these years.
So the video that you made, she just turned 8 months. She's 3 now.
She's 3,
so it's
yeah.
been like more than 2 years since
Over 2 years
had this high chair. Obviously, as you can see, her feet are bending. That's not supposed to be how it is. She needs to be on a 90-degree angle, so her feet are flat and it's not bent. So down a little bit, and Daniel's gonna show how to do that, but we're trying to see where it could go.
At least one more groove, I think.
And it definitely needs to go a little bit more lower. In terms of the high chair, is it worth it? Back like 2.5 years ago, it was probably selling
like
for
$440, I think.
Almost like pretty much $500, and that's us not buying the cushion for the chair. We didn't buy the tray for the chair. It's not because it's not good or it's not needed. In my opinion, I just didn't want to pay any more money for this really expensive high chair. Personally, to me, we really didn't need it because Mila was 8 months when she had it. I think if we started her off at like a few months earlier, maybe I would want a tray or a cushion. But looking back, if I were to do it again, I still wouldn't. I still think it's not necessary to buy the extra accessories for it. I think being close to the table with everybody is really good. I like the feature of it being super simplistic. It's very easy to clean, and it fits when the baby is sitting on the table.
Yeah, I agree.
I think in terms of baby items or baby essentials, the high chair is still probably the #1 thing, aside from our playmat, the best thing we've ever bought. Because again, she was 8 months, and then as
I got the scratch.
I'm so sorry you got the scratch. The high chair is still one of the things that we are still using, so I definitely think it's really worth it for the price. There are the other high chairs that are way cheaper that could do the same thing, but I would not regret to buy this again. I think it's a really good high chair for what it should do. I think if you were to get the plastic high chairs, or even like the popular ones like the IKEA high chairs that are like $20 at IKEA, like it's one of those standard ones. It's a very clean, also plastic. We know a lot of people that have that high chair. The thing is that it's super bulky and you could trip on it. It's like,
oh yeah,
it has its own tray, so it's not like you could push the child on the table. Like they kind of feel outcasted because they're on the side. I just didn't really like that. I want her with us, and I think Stokke Tripp Trapp does a really good job doing that.
Yeah, you pay for what you get, right? It's a little bit more expensive, but it's durable and it lasts long. And look at it, after like all these years, it's still in really good condition.
What?
Right, Mila? Do you like your high chair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just gotta fix the base here, put it a little bit lower so she's more comfortable, and she's gonna be happy, right? She's always sitting there. She knows how to climb up on it, sit down by herself, and I think it's good. I think it's still, you know, one of the best things, like Jen said, one of the best things we bought,
and that we still use.
And it's good.
Dad approved.
Yeah,
because he was more reluctant of like, oh my god, it's like almost $500. We really don't need one, because we did have a hand-me-down high chair. If you were to look at his older video, you could see the high chair that we used. It was one that could sit on top of a chair. It had a tray, and that's something that I just really felt annoyed of, because she had to be on the side somewhere, and she was really far from us when we ate.
It takes another chair, right?
If you were to clean it, like all of the crumbs would be underneath the chair. If you lifted the high chair out, like there would be all the gunk everywhere. This personally is very easy to clean, and it's super strong. And, okay, honestly, Mila can climb off and go in by herself, and we don't feel scared because it's so sturdy.
Yeah, she's not gonna fall over. So.
Yeah, because it's really good material. It won't fall over, unlike the one of the plastic ones that could slide easily. This is very, very sturdy, so we don't mind her going in and out by herself.
Yeah, it's good framework, right? So it's very stable. It's not going anywhere. And even sometimes I do my dips on here, so you know what I mean. It could take the weight, so it's not going anywhere.
It's really strong, and I think if you are weary about spending that much money, just know that if you do have the money, or if you can have somebody help you pay for it, whether it's a registry, it is going to be worth it. As it has these features where you could take this absolutely off, and it could just be a nice chair for the child that they could use. She not only eats on the table, but she does a lot of crafts, she does a lot of activities, and the chair is really good for her as opposed to our chairs because it's lower, so sometimes she has to like get up or stand.
This is for good posture.
This is really good for posture, and it's like very aligned to what she needs, and she's super comfortable.
Not slouching, you know what I mean, and it's good.
Also, I have a lot of friends and even on social media that notices the chair, and they always comment about it and say like, oh, I wish I got that chair instead. Is it worth it? And I always say like, it is definitely worth it. And I can keep saying that. It's not like I'm biased because there are high chairs that could do the trick.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you're more on the practical side and in terms of longevity, it's something that is worth looking at. So Daniel's going to adjust it and show you how to do that.
Loosen these 3 screws off. Bring this plate down 1 more groove, see how she sits down, if it's more comfortable for her, and then we'll give you guys an update on that. Alright.
Very nice, baby.
Alright guys, so I got my Allen key here. I was gonna loosen all 3, but I realized that if I just loosen the middle one here, this comes out loose pretty easily. So I'm gonna just move it to the next groove. Make sure they're in the same groove, on the same side. And make sure that the space here is the same. Okay, that's about good. And now I need Mila to sit here. I'm gonna tighten this, and I'm gonna let Mila sit over here to see if this is good enough or to go a little bit lower. Tighten both sides.
Okay.
Lower it.
Yes, baby?
Okay. It's not going anywhere. Meals. Can you sit in your chair, please?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to sit there? Wow.
No.
Okay, sit down. Wow. So pretty. Oh, does that feel better, Meals?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can push you closer. Does that feel better? That.
Like if she were to go like this, I think it would hit the thing. Do you want to go one more down?
Yeah.
You want to go lower?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go lower.
Very good.
All right, so we put it 1 groove lower. That didn't seem to help that much, so we're gonna go to the second one. 1 lower after this one. Let's see if that helps. So I'm just gonna tighten it. So we lowered it, but I think she's just used to that bar now.
Yeah, I think when you like, it's like when you're on a bench or something, you just kind of like do this naturally.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just her mood right now because she's eating and playing at the same time. But let's just see. So
let me turn on the light.
we first initially did it, Daniel put it here, and we noticed that it was a bit high. I noticed that her knee would have like been up on the table. So that would be painful for her, like that would be annoying for her. So I think this is exactly it. This is actually perfect and so much more comfortable for her. This is definitely, here, I don't know if you want to go this way. This is It's 90 degrees, which we want to aim. Her feet are flat and it's so much more comfortable. Before we adjusted it, she was like this and her stomach was like pierced and I'm like, oh my God, Daniel, we need to adjust it. But now this is perfect. Just to think that she was 8 months old and now she's growing up.
Yummy?
I filmed a video of her when she was just on this chair.
Smell it.
Not a bulky seat at all. And she has been sitting here for almost an hour, engaged. She even ate her dinner. It's honestly because she is comfortable and she is very relaxed in a very durable and very comfortable chair. Even when your toddler grows and uses the chair to sit on the table, let's say you graduated from the high chair and now they're using the chair, it's still not comfortable for them. So this high chair is definitely still really good because it's exactly the height that they need. So if you compare Audrina, she's big enough, she's tall enough, and she's comfortable on the chair to the table. Whereas if Mila was on the same chair, she's still too small. So a high chair is definitely still needed for a toddler, but even a regular high chair that's not like this or built like this, it's still too young for them. It's very not their size because they're big. So like a happy medium is needed. So which is why this high chair is great. Otherwise, if we didn't have this high chair, we would have just definitely put her on this kind of chair to the table and she would have to adjust herself or have a booster, because when she's just on this chair, then her arms are up and like it's just not comfortable. Play is being distracted by posture, or like activities, it's being limited because of posture. Like the only thing that I kind of don't like about this chair is that there's this bar here. I don't know why it's there.
It's for support.
Yeah, so it's just, she hangs around with the bar a lot and it's distracting. To me personally, I don't think she cares about it, but she sometimes put her legs up. But that's still okay. At least she still has the ability to move her feet around and there's some flexibility in that. Whereas if she's on a chair like this, her feet are dangling and it's not really good for their core strength. So this chair is really good for people who definitely have the funds for it or can budget to get it somehow. If you're watching this and you want to see if it's a good gift, it's definitely a good gift. So if you can gift a beautiful couple and their child this kind of high chair, it's worth it. It's also really good for families that are growing. So if this is your first child and you want to have more kids, definitely 100% get it, because it will grow with your child and it's going to be passed down. My friend who is 29 years old had this high chair when she was a baby, and her sister used it. And it just doesn't go out of style because it has this very sleek design as well.
I think that it's adjusted well now. She's gonna use the bar, like, you know what I mean, for when she's playing and stuff. But at the most part, when she's eating, she'll probably just use it properly. The proper adjustment was made, and now she's more comfortable. Her knees are not to her stomach, so she can eat properly. Her stomach's not gonna hurt, and she's just comfortable when she's eating, so she'll eat better and more.
Yeah, and you can see like the posture of how she's doing an activity. Her hands are down, her back is straight. She's not slunched like this if she was to be on a adult chair like this. Like a booster is still okay. You could definitely use a booster, like the little foam or something to prop them up. But sometimes like life happens and they're not gonna go and get a booster. Like the toddlers are just gonna sit down if they want to. So the final key takeaway: safety. It's very safe. My toddler goes up and down by herself, no problem, as you saw. The other thing is durability. The product itself is very good with. The product is used, it is eco-friendly, and it's made in, where was it made?
Oh shoot.
Was this one, or was that the high chair?
That was the other thing there.
The stool. It's very aesthetic, so it's not going to go out of style. It's not like a weird color. Obviously it comes in different colors. We got this color because it matched our table and whatever furniture we had. and it can grow with a child.
Up to 300 pounds.
And it's very good for a growing family. So if you feel like it's $500 is a lot, I don't know how much it is now because of inflation. It's probably a lot more.
It's probably a little bit over 500.
It's still going to be worth it if you're going to have more kids. Another thing is, are the other materials worth it, like the cushions and the tray? No, it is not worth it. Do not get it if you are on a budget. You don't need it at all. Mila was 8 months old. I didn't mind if she was on a hard surface or not. Kids are very resilient. They don't need extra stuff or extra cushion to help them. They are very, very strong, and it helps them learn to be comfortable with natural surfaces like this. You don't always need to have a cushion for your child. And the friends that do have this high chair, they never end up using the tray anyways when they did have it, and they never ended up keeping the cushion as well, and they thought it wasn't worth it. The other feature is that it grows with them. So like we did, we just adjusted it, and now it's on a beautiful sitting point now. Unlike other high chairs, it is what it is with the high chairs.
Yeah, it's not adjustable. You can adjust it.
Yeah, by like 1 year, it's going to be tossed in 1 year because it's not going to be needed. It's also, other high chairs are bulky. It doesn't move to the table because of the tray, the built-in tray that's already there. So that's another feature, is that even though the child is growing, you can adjust it yourself and it's still be used.
That's why it's so expensive, because it's adjustable, right? It's supposed to be till they're like 18 years old and move up. So
another one from the top of my head is that it's very easy to clean. So when Daniel was gonna do the video, he's like, oh my God, the high chair has crumbs in it. I just did a really quick cleanup with a wet cloth and it was good as new. Mila did baby-led weaning, so she did a lot of messes with like really chunky fruits, foods that like would just generally be so hard to clean.
yeah, sticky and messy, really messy.
Milk, like a lot of stains, but it's just so easy to clean.
And you guys can see we maintained it really well. It's very durable, and you know, it's maintained well, and look, it's worth the price.
After 2 years of use, it's still worth it to us, and it will continue to be worth it. And I don't think there's any other high chair that could top it.
No sponsorship here, but best high chair, so let's go.
Yeah, definitely look at Daniel's other video. A lot of people watched it, and there's some conversation in the comments, so if there's any other question that could be something that you have right now, definitely look at the comments over there, because it was a pretty
watched video,
watched video of our opinion. So I hope this update helps with both of our opinions. Again, I really wanted it because just the autonomy and as well as the safety of it. I wanted it for those many reasons, even though I thought it was expensive. He didn't want to because he thought he was just thinking about the price.
$500 for a high chair, I'm like, you're crazy, but
yeah,
now having it for like 2 years, 3 years, it's like, you know what, it's worth it. You know what I mean?
So different viewpoints, different opinions. At the end of it all, we both agreed that it was one of the only baby products that is still lasting pretty strong. Everything else has been donated and given away or tossed.
That is true.
Yeah, so high chair number 1, baby mats, still going strong. And there's other things, but if there's any comments on other products, because we do have like other products like the stool, like a toddler stool, as well as the pickler, like the Montessori pickler we have. If you want to know more about that and our opinions, definitely we have way different opinions for that.
Yeah, we bought a lot of stuff, a lot of crazy stuff Jen wanted to buy, that some of them were worth the money, some of them not so much, but you know, we can always give our opinions and let you guys know.
So let us know if there's anything else that you would like us to review.
Yeah. But anyways, if you like this video and you think it's informative, leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Later.